Here we have episode 128 for you. The Golden State wins another championship. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the headlines of the week. We got the NHL Stanley Cup going on. We got another injury in Major League Baseball. We got some moves made with the Dallas Mavericks and the NBA, and a couple things else to talk about here with your boys, Brian and Craig, right after this. Welcome in. Alice Focus Sportscast here, episode 128. We got the headlines for you. Jeff is missing this episode. He's actually headed out of town to his mom's house to go visit his mom this weekend, and so he won't be on tonight. Just me and Craig. Golden State gets the job done, man. They won the championship. That's the main topic, I guess, of the day. They dominated Game 6, Craig. Did you? I mean, I'm guessing you watched that. Now I owe you lunch, as we made a bet. I bet that Boston would win. You bet that Golden State would win, and domination. Game 6.
It did not appear that way, though. They came out, they go 14-2 down. They they couldn't hit the water if they fell out of the boat in the first 2 minutes of the game. And then two of the most epic scoring runs in NBA Finals history against a team that supposedly has the best defense in the NBA. 21-0 and 52-24. From that point on, it's unheard of.
Yeah, I turned the game on.
And Clay was off all night. He was 5 of 17.
I turned the game on, and Golden State was just going off, and I said, all right. And then I hear 21 straight points, 21-0 run. I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Well, you must have missed the first 2 minutes because
I did.
The first 2 minutes was a Boston highlight reel. I mean, Kerr had to call timeout. He's screaming at the refs. He's like, that's 2 flops. We're not falling for flops. That's 2 in a row that you've called because Boston's falling over the floor like they got, mugged in an alleyway. And next thing you know, Kerr calls timeout. And I don't know what he said, but it was over at that point in time.
He said something.
Yeah. He said, hey, stop missing the basket, I guess. I don't know.
Steph Curry took over.
Steph, just take it from here, dude. Nobody else has got it.
Yeah, and it was over. I mean, I stopped watching the game about halftime. It was a little bit before halftime. Me and Jeff were actually playing some games online, and we kept up with the score. I'm like, okay, they cut it to a 10-point lead. Okay, we might have to turn this game back on. And then we look back, and it's 15-point lead, and it was just like, okay. And kudos to Golden State. Respect. I can't stand Steph Curry. I might be the only person in the world that hates Steph Curry.
Yeah, you are the only person in the world.
I can't stand him. And I respect him. It's like Tom Brady. I hate him, but I respect him. Steph Curry to me is he changes the game in a way I don't like, and will never like him for it. He's a great basketball player. That being said, Jason Tatum, I'm calling you out. You're not a superstar. I am taking Jason Tatum off that superstar list. Okay, this guy is supposed to be great. There's times where Marcus Smart looks like a superstar on that team. He looked like a superstar in Game 6.
He was the best player in the finals for him.
Jason Tatum had 13 points. This is a do or die, go home in your stadium, and you throw up 13 points. Pathetic. Pathetic. I'm calling you out. This team, once the Golden State went on that one-out run, it kind of looked like they kind of were like, all right, well, we're not going to win. Yeah. Jason Tatum, pathetic performance. They say I saw something on Bleacher Report earlier. It said Jason Tatum had one of the worst hit. What was it? Let me look it up real quick. He's the only
player in the NBA history to have 100 turnovers in an NBA playoff.
Yeah,
100.
He's one of the worst superstar final performances ever. Pathetic. I'm taking him off that superstar level. He's not there. He's not consistent enough with him. And that's been my problem with Boston is they'll come out some games and they'll be on. They'll come out other games and they're not. And you cannot play. It's the same thing that happened with the Dallas Mavericks when they ran into Golden State. They played 3 quarters. Well, you got to play 4 quarters. That second quarter of play last night was what really killed Boston and Tatum not being a superstar. What's next for Boston? Because this team's been together for a while. What's next for them? Is it time to blow it up? I mean, they haven't ever won. They got to the championship this year, but I don't know. Something's missing. And they just got a new coach, didn't they get rid of their coach last season? And they just got a new coach.
He got rid of himself. He just went upstairs.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. Oh, okay. My question:
Stevens resigned and went to be the GM.
Al Horford's got to go. He's too old. He's not. Some games he looked great. He's too inconsistent. Can you build around Tatum? Marcus Smart, is a great player, but what's next? Because you got there, and that I'm not just disappointed that you lost because you lost. Losing to Golden State's not the end of the world, but the way you lost, you had guys not stepping up. Must win. Go home.
The East is only going to get tougher with New Jersey being.
Oh yeah.
If they keep Kyrie and Durant, then Miami is going to be tough for a lot of years with Butler and all them guys. Philadelphia's got Harden for 2 more years.
Embiid and.
Yeah, and so that team has time to gel and play together. So it's not like the East is going to be, open for the taking. If you leave the team together, there's no promise that you keep going. So
right, that's true. And this is a game where it's nut check time, and Tatum packed his bags up and went home early.
They all did after 52-24. They quit.
Yeah, that was it.
Golden State took their fight. And after that, it was over. Horford tried to put him on his back in the third or fourth quarter, but by that time it was too late.
I told Jeff to score, and I said the game's over. And he's like, "Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot." I'm like, "No, bro. If you go watch the game, you can see which team had it and which team did seem like they didn't care." We'll see. Maybe Boston gets stronger from here. I saw. ESPN today, it says Boston's hoping the hurt of the loss powers them forward. And sometimes that can happen, right? Sometimes
it does what they did with the Mavericks the year before they, won. But I mean, it doesn't with everybody. I mean, so, and I don't know salary cap wise and contract wise what Boston looks like next year. I'd have to go look all that up to even see what any of that looks like.
Well, some NBA news for the Dallas Mavericks the other day. We got a comment here. My bad. Let me look up the comment here. Yes. Patrick says, look like Brian cleaned up his man hair. Yes, I did. I trimmed the beard up. Got a haircut. Actually, the wife shaved the side of my head. Anyways, thank you for noticing there, Austin. The Go Mavs is right. We're about to jump into the Mavericks news here. The Mavericks trade away basically nobody. They trade away Boban. They never really use them. Marquise Chris, have no clue who that guy was. Trey Burks and Sterling Brown and their first pick for this year. And they get Houston's power forward / center, Christian Wood. Now, I'm going to be honest. I really didn't know who Christian Wood was. I'm like, who's from Houston? Who's Christian Wood? Well, Christian Wood averaged 18 points and 10 rebounds in Houston last season, and this is a fantastic pickup. He was 18 and 10 there with nobodies. This guy, Luka's going to get him a whole lot more points. They've missed. This is what they were missing. They missed a big. They missed a guy that can help with rebounds. They missed a guy that can play defense down low. This is a great pickup for them. Is he a superstar? No, but Luka's going to be able to help. Is going to be able to help out Luka big time. I like the pickup. We got rid of nobody. Mark Cuban doesn't believe in draft picks, so we got rid of our firsts there. But great pickup for the Mavs, in my opinion.
And now we tell the rest of the story. No, sir, it is not. This guy's a malcontent. No, this guy's a malcontent. This is Rajon Rondo Jr. This guy quit in the middle of a basketball game on the Houston Rockets. He refused to go into a basketball game. He told the coach, "I'm not playing." They said, "What?" "Yeah, I'm not playing." And so they got to suspend him and tell him to not come to work, getting paid millions of dollars, looks at the guy and goes, "I'm not playing." He quit. He is going to be
Would I play in Houston? He came from Detroit, and
Yeah,
Houston,
but here's
they
the
all are
problem.
garbage.
I
Garbage.
understand that. Here's my problem. What's your head coach known for? He ain't real friendly. If you mess up, he's going to let you know. And the first time Jason Kidd jumps in this guy's tail and goes, "Hey, you missed your assignment," or "do this," is he going to shut down on you? That to me you can't have. That to me you can't have. And defensively, he's a liability. If you go back and watch, this guy can't stop anybody. He comes right down the lane and whatever.
He's better than what they had defensively down low, which is nobody.
Well, I know. And offensively, he'll take the spot of Powell and Kleba. That's fine. But yeah, Luka will probably make more out of him. But my question is, the first time this guy quits is the first time this guy doesn't show up or gets upset because Luka gets onto him, because look at the fire that Luka plays with. Well, first time when Luka gets mad at him for missing an assignment or making a dumb foul, is this guy going to shut down? To me, it's a liability. Granted, you gave up nothing, but there's a reason you gave up nothing. There's a reason that Houston didn't ask for anything to get this cancer off their team. If this guy's that good, you don't give him up for peanuts. Probably for four guys that you're going to cut loose anyway.
Yeah, it's
to make room for other guys to play.
It's a money move for Houston.
I know, but what I'm saying is, if this guy's that good, you wouldn't give that up. For you would find a way to use him.
Hey, I'm not saying there might be some issues, but it's a low risk for the Dallas Mavericks. I love these moves. Low risk, high reward. If he works out, a great leader like Luka Doncic could get this guy playing. Winning games like the Dallas Mavericks do can change. An attitude can change. Being in the playoffs. I'm not saying
Rondo too.
I'm not saying you're wrong. Hey, Rajon Rondo didn't work out here, and it's probably because of the old head coach. Rajon Rondo goes somewhere else.
The head coach had to call it time. No, did he?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Lakers.
Lakers.
I think that was a bubble championship. That doesn't count.
It does count. Don't say it does not count.
We don't play 5 games in the same little bubble and
you had guys like Paul George complaining and whining because they were staying in a resort and didn't want to be there anymore.
Well, that's Paul George. He doesn't count.
Lakers stuck it out.
Paul George has won nothing in his life.
Lakers won the championship. It's a championship. You cannot call it.
LeBron has 2.
You cannot call it. I don't care about LeBron. I'm just saying you cannot say it wasn't a championship.
Well, he was not because of Rajon Rondo. I promise you that.
Well, Rajon Rondo helps. He's been on championship teams. I'm not. What he did in Dallas was
the only one I'm giving him credit for is Boston. Ever since he's been a cancer.
Boston, he was a great player. Went to the Lakers, won a championship. He didn't work out your place because I'm not saying he's not a cancer,
not my
but the head coach was not crap, but he doesn't get along with point guards, and he hates point guards.
One of the greatest coaches in NBA history,
Rick Carlisle.
Trash.
I didn't say he was trash. He doesn't get along with people.
Well, there's a lot of people. I don't get along with a lot of
people. Ask me this. Rick Carlisle is going to go and going to leave the Dallas Mavericks, one of the best superstars, up-and-coming superstars in the NBA, to go coach the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, there's something fishy with that. You don't just walk away from one of the best players in the NBA. Luka wanted him out.
I think Cuban said, "Here's the door," but that's just me.
There's probably some talks.
I personally just think this guy is going to drag the team down. When I see this guy quit in the middle of a game and refuse to go in a game, Jason Kidd's not going to have that. The first time he does it, he'll be gone. And so you hope that the culture changes it. I just don't know. Once that's in your DNA, if it's in your DNA to quit, it's in your DNA to quit. And when the roads get tough, and like I said, as much fire as Luka has, and as much fire as Kidd has, Kidd's had 2 previous teams that have complained about his way of coaching, and this guy is an opposite of what Kidd's going to want. So I don't know.
I think it's a great pickup. Look, low risk, high reward. If it doesn't work out, we gave up nothing. We move on. So it's really no big deal.
As long as you don't give him the extension that he wants.
Yeah. Patrick says it's getting hot in here, and I love it. Yeah, not too bad. You know, get a little debate, but no, I love the move. Let us know if you guys out there like the move. Let us know. We have Craig's hockey hat trick up next, guys. Craig, tell us a little bit what's going on in the NHL. Obviously, we had game one the other night. Fantastic game, but hit me with it. Hit me with it.
Well, you got two head coaching hires. The Flyers have hired Tortorella, which that's a disappointment because that's one. Well, both of these guys. Tortorella signs with the Flyers, and the guy that just left Boston signs with the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And so those are two of your better head coaches. And here we are with Dallas dragging their feet again and not signing anybody, and you're going to get whatever's left over. This is exactly what I was hoping didn't happen when they made the move so early, that they didn't wait till the end of the finals and let all these coaches that are out here get signed.
Why are they waiting?
I don't know. I can't. That's what I can't figure out. I mean, can we not figure out what way we want to go with the team? Can we not figure out offensive, defensive, which direction we want to go? I mean, it makes no sense why you're letting all these guys that won Stanley Cup get snatched up, and we're going to get whatever's left over. It's just like Dallas to do this. This is their MO. They're not proactive on anything. They're reactive. Boston fires their coach on June 6th, and he gets another job, on the 17th. So he was unemployed for a whole 11 days, before he snatched up. Vegas couldn't get him fast enough. As soon as he was fired, they were on the plane to go see him. So I don't understand. And
let me ask you a question real quick. For those that don't know hockey, and I'm not all that well in knowing hockey, to me, I believe that coaches matter in some sports more than others. Like NFL, the schemes and the play calling, everything is big. Is the coach in the NHL, does it matter that much? Because managers in baseball to me don't mean much anymore. They're given analytics and they're told kind of what to do.
Yeah.
What about NHL?
The GM makes the lineup in baseball and everything like that. In hockey, to me, it does, because you have an offensive-minded head coach, you have a defensive-minded head coach, and the Stars, to me, need to lean more of their defense. They have a goalie. Obviously, this kid proved himself in the playoffs. He's standing on his head, saving 78 shots. Too bad that he faced 81. And you should never put that. There's not another goalie. If you go back and look at Vasilevsky and all these guys that are playing that are still playing, they don't face that many shots. They're facing 30 and 40 shots because the guys in front of them are making it hard to get to the net and throwing their bodies on the ground and forechecking. Dallas Stars have zero forechecking in the middle of the ice. They have no guys in the middle of the ice that are poke checking, and they just don't have that. It's not part of their game. So if you watch the St. Louis Blues, that kid got hurt and they didn't beat Colorado. But if their goalie doesn't get hurt, the way they beat the Lightning and the way they beat Colorado and stuff is their forechecking was better. So to me, you've got to decide what you want as a team in Dallas. You've got to decide whether or not you want to be an offensive team or a defensive team. And to me, offensively, they can survive on what they've got. These guys know how to play hockey. Robertson, Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin. These guys know how to score. TV Ronto. These guys know how to score. But defensively, these guys were terrible last year. They were losing to teams that that they didn't have any business losing to. The Seattle Kraken beating them because they aren't playing any defense in front of their goalie. So to me, you need to find one of these guys like Tort and who has a defense, who has a defensive-minded head coach and who plays in front of the goalie and has guys moving all the time, and that's what you need in Dallas. But if you're going to sit on your hands, by the time they look up, all the guys are going to be gone. And I don't know, maybe they have some guy that they've talked to under the table. But when I looked on the website today, I couldn't find that they've even interviewed anybody. They haven't even interviewed anybody. Meanwhile, these other teams have interviewed 8 guys.
That's crazy. I don't understand why it would make any sense to wait either. Game 1, Craig, was the other night. We have the 2 best teams face each other, Colorado and the Lightning, Tampa Bay Lightning. And I watched this game I watched this game, most of this game, and I told you I picked Colorado to win in 6 or 7. So I'm rooting for them. They're scoring goals. I'm like, yes,
I think it's over in 5 now. I think Tampa Bay blew their opportunity. Here's a team in Colorado who had not played hockey in 10 to 12 days, and that should have been an automatic win for Tampa. Just like when they had 10 or 12 days off, New York comes in and beats them because of the not being on the ice, not being conditioned, not being slow to the puck, and they didn't allow Colorado. Colorado comes out and jumps up 2-0. It didn't look like Colorado was the one that had 10 days off. So to me,
they didn't play like it.
I was giving the first game to Tampa because of the rust, and when Colorado wins it, this thing could be over fast if Tampa doesn't get some things going. And why we're waiting till tomorrow to play a game when we didn't travel is beyond me. They should be playing
I thought
right
it was
now.
Tonight. Yeah, I was like,
so did I.
I'm going to watch the game
I went
tonight.
to go look for it, and I'm like, why is the hockey game not on? Why is it tomorrow? Why are we waiting 3 days? We didn't travel. We didn't.
I was watching that game, and the first half. The first half was Lightning looked slow. They looked sloppy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They were missing passes.
Yeah.
Passes were flying off.
The team that had been off.
The passes were flying off the sticks. And when the first period was over, it was only it was like 12-9 on the shots, and it seemed like it was 15-2. I mean, the puck
Colorado
was on that part of the ice for a long time. So
Colorado isn't a team that just slings the puck at the net. They are very play oriented. They're very control the puck oriented. They're very station to station, and they make their shots. They don't take a lot of shots, but they make the ones that they take count.
They're very selective on their looks.
Very selective on firing the puck. But when they do it, a lot of times it goes in the net. A lot of times you'll see Colorado have 4 goals and 12 shots. Okay, well that's 80% of those went in. So.
And the power play early was big. I mean, they had it was 5-on-3, and I go, well,
you go 5-on-3 in the NHL and don't score, there's something wrong with you because that's just an unfair advantage.
I was going, well, here's a goal here. It went to overtime. Tampa Bay did come back, but overtime they scored off a turnover. They turned over the ball. Colorado came down and made a beautiful pass and shot it right around the goalie into the net. It was a nice.
It's a breakaway.
It was a great game.
Vasilevsky had no chance. And that's what I'm talking about. When you have, they just left their goalie out to dry. That guy has no chance when there's nobody in front of him. It's a breakaway. There's not too many NHL stars that aren't going to make that goal on a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 breakaway coming downhill at him. There's not too many stars that are going to miss that opportunity.
Right, and Tampa scored 2 goals in like 48 seconds within each other.
And that's what Tampa's good at that. Tampa's very, I think it's going to be 6 or 7, but if they're going to lay down, that you can't go down to this team. You can't go down 2-3-0 to this team. This isn't the Rangers. Colorado will finish the deal, and they'll finish it quickly.
All right, well, I'm looking for game 2 tomorrow night. Hope you guys are going to watch that as well. They some fantastic hockey. Let's get back into the next here. This is an article that you saw, Craig, from Bleacher Report. It says the NFL is seeking significant suspension for Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson, according to Mark Maskey of the Washington Post. Now, go over some numbers here. Cleveland acquired the 3-time Pro Bowl in March trade, giving Watson a new 5-year, $230 million contract. It's all fully guaranteed. So if they were to go and cut Watson, they would still owe him this money. Now, we talked about it before. It's structured where his cap hit is only $1 million this year. It's it's 1.03. But after that, it's $46 million each in the next 4 years. They're giving a lot of money now.
My problem with this though is the way it's structured. They did that for him, not for them. I mean, yeah, it helps them out that it's only a $1 million cap hit. But when you get suspended in the NFL, the only thing that they can come after is your base salary. So the only thing Deshaun Watson loses if he gets suspended for 17 games is $1.035 million. So that means the other $45 million from this year were a signing bonus. They can't touch that. So Watson doesn't have to take a snap and makes $45 million. He sat on the sidelines all last year and made all his paycheck. He did not lose a dime last year because that was not the NFL that suspended him. It was the Houston Texans that decided not to play him. So he got paid every dime this year. So what really is he losing? What punishment is he really getting by doing what he did? He'll have a settlement with the 26 women that won't be anywhere near $46 million. And the Cleveland Browns are screwed out of a whole season. That's 2 seasons that he's not played. So his ability is, when you have a talent or a skill and you don't use it, then
yeah. What happens to Cleveland when he does come back? I mean, is he going to be good? Is it a year suspension?
That's what I'm trying to think. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's going to have 2 full seasons off. By the time he comes back, he may not be the same guy. And you're going to pay him $46 million. That's why you need to void the contract right now, loophole or not. Find your way out of it. And the new suspension should give them that. Void the contract, cut your bait, and move on, because the NFL is going to suspend him for a year, and he's going to make $45 million, and he may not be the guy that you signed. And to me, if I'm the Browns, I go to the NFL and go, all right, listen, we didn't know any about this. There's got to be a way to void this contract.
Well, there is. There's actually clause in there saying they can't void the contract off the 24 women. Well, there's 2 more women that came out, so they could use those other 2
Cleveland,
cases.
I'm jumping at that time. I mean, I'm jumping at it.
They have an off ramp, but they said they're not going to take it. So when the Cleveland Browns refuse to do that, they're just aiding this. They're aiding it, right? They're winning. We talked about it. Winning will cure all. We had a discussion on Facebook the other day.
The problem is I don't think they're going to win with him. I don't think his skills are going to be the same.
Maybe not the same. It just depends on how much they're going to do. They're going to delinquish, because he was a top 5 quarterback.
He's going to be 2 years older. He's going to be not pick up a football for 2 years, because you can't practice. You can't. I mean, you go to your house and throw the football, but you're not going to.
He's doing some type of practice. He's doing some type of behind the scenes. He's got to.
He's not allowed at the facility. I don't think.
He was. He
is now. He is right now, but not once they suspended him. Once they suspend him, I don't think he's allowed at the facility.
No, but he's doing stuff at home and personal training and stuff.
Yeah, he's doing stuff at home, all right.
Stuff we probably don't want to talk about, or we noticed that at the same time.
No, to answer your question, Austin, I believe Baker Mayfield has wanted out of Cleveland. He doesn't want to stay even if they cut the contract. I think because they brought him in, they've burned their bridge with Baker Mayfield. So now they're going to live with
whoever the 3rd string quarterback is.
I know who it is.
Now, Patrick asked us if he got kicked out of the league, would Baker want to stay in Cleveland?
I think it's Jacoby Brissett.
That guy. Not going to do the job there.
That's not good.
Baker apparently was headed to Carolina, but...
Well, they're just trying to work out the finances on that.
Idea.
Cleveland's trying to make them pay more than they want to pay. If I'm Colin Kaepernick, I'd call the Browns up and go, I could save your day.
Yeah, no, he couldn't. He's horrible.
Better than Jacoby Brissett.
Is he? He hasn't played in 5 years.
Deshaun Watson's not going to play in 2.
And he's still better than Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick's been to 2 Super Bowls. I don't think Watson's
When's
been
the last time he was Watson's been on Houston, bro. When Watson was playing, he was a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. There's no argument there. He hasn't played in 2 years, or he's not going to be playing in 2 years. Now, you want to look at something else. You look at
I think top 5 quarterbacks go 1-13, but that's all right.
He's on Houston, bro.
I know,
team.
But I mean,
no team. He had nobody. His his head coach / GM was trading away everybody and ruining their drafts. Anyways, let's not get into that argument, okay? Patrick says, I hope Baker Mayfield leaves. I hope he does too, and I think he is. There's no way he plays for them. One snap. No way.
I mean, he won't show up to OTAs, and Cleveland has allowed him to not show up. They're not even finding him, which I'm not sure how they're getting out of that loophole with the new CBA. But
maybe the NFL is like, Baker, you're getting screwed already, so we're gonna take it easy on you. I don't know. Baker Mayfield's good enough start in the NFL and should be playing on some team next season. And he's better than Sam Darnold. I'll take Baker over Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he's better than Darnold, and he's better than whatever they go. Luck or not Luck, but the guy in Seattle, Drew Lock.
Drew Lock, horrible. I hope he doesn't go to Seattle because Seattle will just run the ball all the time and not let Baker throw the football. But I wanted to get into something else going off of that, but I totally forgot what it was. Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson. Now, here's where I was going with that. Calvin really got a year suspension for gambling. Deshaun Watson's going to get a year for 26 women accusing him of sexual assault. Is that on the same? I don't think that's the same line of punishment, in my opinion.
The conduct thing. That's why I don't think they're getting. I think there's a rule for the gambling and there's a rule for the conduct detrimental to the NFL, and I don't think they're the same. I don't think it falls into the same punishment.
Well, I told you, like the NFL, yes, their image, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of football players out there that do bad, stupid things, right? Like it happens with everyone.
But this one just keeps going. It keeps getting worse.
It does. But what I'm getting at is the NFL cares more about the integrity of the game. So if you're out there gambling and making it look like you're going to get a harsher punishment because it's the integrity part of the game, whether against Deshaun Watson. Now, this is a different kind of case because Deshaun Watson is a little bit crazy. You got the guy, the Cowboys guy that watched someone get shot and didn't say anything about it. You got people driving and drunk and kill, whatever. But what the NFL needs to do is they need to write this down. They need to have a sheet where you go, okay, DUI, this many games, sexual assault, this whatever. There's no line.
That's been the problem with
Roger Goodell. That's the issue
with Goodell and this. That's why they took the power in the new CBA. It's not up to Goodell anymore. It's up to this judge, this arbitrator judge, because there was no consistency in the punishment. There was this gets this does this does that. There is no, it's just like Roger Goodell goes behind his desk. All right, that's what it is. 3 games. Like the wheel of suspension, and just rotates it and sees how many they get. Come on, 7. No, I mean, we're not playing craps over here. We're playing NFL suspensions, and he hasn't done any of that.
That allows Goodell to hold grudges and possibly
100%. That's why Ezekiel Elliott got that thing, because he doesn't like Jerry Jones.
And I know Cowboys believe that. But yeah, that's the problem. Goodell is judge, jury, and executioner.
The lady that he assigns to the case for Ezekiel Elliott's got New York Giants stuff in her front yard. Oh yeah, she's gonna be fair. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, it's a little weird, but
waving her Saban Barkley flag, saving
So let's talk about overrated. Most overrated running back in the NFL. This guy always hurt, always injured. Will you tell your dog to shut up?
That's not me. That's a neighbor.
Yeah, open the window and say, "Hey, why don't you shut the freak up?" It's okay. My dog barked a while ago, and I texted the wife, said, "Hey, get the dogs out of my room, please. Out of our room, whatever." Anywho, we have some baseball injury news. There hasn't been a whole lot of news, guys. Sorry. Okay, Anthony Rendon. What are you about to say?
This has been a horrible acquisition for the. It seems like everything the Angels touch turns to this.
Anthony
Mike Trout's
Rendon.
always hurt. Now Rendon. When they got Josh Hamilton, they gave Josh Hamilton all the money, and he never played any of the contract. Like
Albert
these guys.
Pujols was a horrible contract.
Pujols was
Anthony
70
Rendon.
when they signed him.
They need to fire the GM there or something because he keeps making these horrible, dumb.
Yeah, he keeps giving guys these huge contracts, and they have nothing to back it up for. Rendon really did nothing to earn this contract.
Now, Anthony Rendon, finished the actual headline here, has season-ending surgery on his wrist. The Angels' season this year went up really high, and then they dropped 13 games in a row, and they look like, they're third right now. The Texas Rangers are number 2 in the division, which is shocking that they would be number 2 in this division at all this year. Good for the Texas Rangers. But, everything they touch, you're exactly right. Albert Pujols' contract was horrible. This is a horrible contract. The only 2 guys on their team that you should go to the bank right now and back up the Brinks truck is Mike Trout, who does have health or injury issues, and Tehani.
Well, they think Shohei Ohtani is going to leave. They think he's already done with this.
I hope
they think he's already done with this dumpster fire.
They don't know how to win. They don't know how to put a winning team together. They just don't. And their head coach head coach that got fired. Was it Joe Madden? Madden? He went out and got a mohawk haircut to motivate the team. What the hell is a mohawk haircut going to do to motivate anybody besides you looking like an idiot? Just bad. The Angels, everything they touch, they overpay guys to come there, which you wouldn't think they would have to because it's in California and a lot of people flock to that state, even though they gave a lot of money back and state taxes and everything. But they overpay these guys. They bring in Albert Pujols. That contract was terrible.
Yeah,
Anthony Rendon, terrible.
Of his career, Rendon, yeah.
That's all they seem to get. Josh Hamilton. Screw that guy. I can't stand him. But yeah, they paid him all this money and nothing.
He didn't play. When he came back to the Rangers, the Angels were paying him. I think the Angels are still paying Josh Hamilton.
Probably now I think he's sitting in a jail cell right now, right? For abusing his children.
He should be. I don't know.
I don't know.
He should be. I don't know if that ever went. I don't know if that ever came to court or not. But yeah.
I don't like Josh Hamilton. Even when he's playing with the Rangers, it's great. But then when he left and bashed us, I was like, all right, screw this guy. And then he beats his children. And yeah. Anyways, Josh Hamilton, whole other story here. Well, we got one more headline of the week for you, and it's wrestling. It's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, WWE CEO Vince McMahon stepped down from his role as CEO. Stephanie McMahon will fill his spot as he is being investigated and paying hush money to a former employee over an alleged affair. We usually don't talk about wrestling, but that's pretty big news. Vince McMahon's been the owner of WWE forever, and he's stepping down over some shady stuff.
But he's not really stepping down because he's still going to be
daughter. He's still going to be something. Yeah.
Well, no, the daughter, but then he still controls the content, like the storyline or whatever of wrestling. He still gets to have control over that. Listen, this guy's 70 plus years old. He's still worth $1 billion. This is going to go away just like all these stories do. But the problem is, or why they're making such a big deal out of it, is because this lady basically felt like she was just passed around the office from executive to executive to executive, and it pretty much sounds like she's got a clear-cut case on proof on this guy told me to do this and this guy told me to do that, and it just, to me, is just a bad look, and he's lost a lot of viewership the way that they've done all that. It's gone way downhill. And there's already guys. There's that new AEW is the new hot deal, and people have gone over to that. But
I'm surprised that Vince hasn't put in in their contracts or something that says. Oh, he probably has, but like the LIV, the live.
Yeah. Oh,
where
100%.
he's like, oh, you go over there, you ain't coming back.
Yeah, and I'm surprised because he just had, Cody Rhodes or whatever, just left AEW and came back to the WWE, and that was a shocking deal because he had ownership in AEW, and so it was real weird what McMahon gave him. I don't know what kind of money or contract that McMahon gave him, but it to me is it's just sad where it's come from. It's
I used to watch wrestling all the time when I was growing up. It was
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Um,
and where it's
and
gone and what
now
it's
it's just
doing
bad.
now is it's just terrible. And so yeah, for him to have to go through this and step down, hopefully it's permanently. But I mean, it's real weird because Stephanie had just stepped down, and now all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, she's back and she's the interim CEO. So who knows with that family?
Yeah, who knows? But here's what he's telling himself.
You're fired.
That's what he did to himself today. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and then he's going to do an interview tonight, but he's going to do it in character. And
making a joke about it. I mean, that's just a
basically,
slap in the
I
face.
mean, if he does it as the character Vince McMahon, rather than a sincere apology, it's just a slap in that person's face,
I hear he's a complete douche behind as a person.
I can imagine. I mean, he acts like one in character, so I can only imagine what he's like in real.
I used to watch wrestling. Now it's funny because I've been watching some Royal Rumbles on Hulu. They have some old Royal Rumbles, and I've been watching that because that's probably my favorite event of all time. Well, not of all time, but of wrestling back in the day. So I'll go and watch it, and yeah, it used to be so much better. But wrestling's complete garbage now, and I haven't even checked out the AEW, but I don't know many people that watch wrestling anymore. Anyways. Texas Rangers right now are whooping up on the Detroit Tigers 7-0 in the 6th inning. That's looking good. We got some college baseball. Do you keep up watching any college baseball?
Yeah, A&M was solid, and they lose today on a grand slam. Kid from Oklahoma, it's a grand slam, and Oklahoma beat them. Now I don't know. I guess these are the best of three or losers brackets. I don't know exactly how this College World Series works. They seem to change the format every year. But right now, if you look at the online betting, your Texas Longhorns are your favorite to win the College World Series this year. So we'll see how that goes.
They're losing now 6-1 in the 5th inning as we speak to Notre Dame. So
all right.
I don't know who's winning that if this is the first game
so much for Bet Online.
Well, Notre Dame's record's 40-15, and Texas is 47-20. Now it says Texas is ranked 9th, and Notre Dame's not even ranked. It looks like, which I don't understand.
When the lady Longhorns were the women Longhorn weren't even ranked and made it all the way to the championship against Oklahoma and almost won that. So
yeah, so interesting. Just stuff that popped up here on ESPN. Like I said, it's been a very
so they're saying double elimination for the deal. So that means everybody's still alive if they lose today, but then they can't lose again. So
thank you, Christine Smith, for that adding in a double elimination. I don't keep up with a lot of college,
but I mean the Longhorns. That would be that's a devastating loss for them because they were definitely picked to do better than lose to Notre Dame on the first day. So
yeah, they're losing 6-1, top of the 5th. They still got 2 more innings. But
I think the men play 9, but I could be wrong.
Oh, do they?
I think so.
See, I don't watch college baseball. I watched more of college college softball than college baseball.
Well, I'll watch more of it next year because I believe I'm going to get. I fixed my not having Bally's and all these sports channels. I think I fixed my problem.
What was your problem?
I mean, that I didn't have it. That was my problem.
Oh, well, that's just. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Look, I'm going to have it all now.
The DirecTV stream.
No, there's a different way of getting it.
I'll
tell you after. Okay. I'll tell you offline.
All right. Doesn't sound very. Anyways, The only reason I have Bally's is because it comes with DirecTV stream.
I'm
That's it.
on strike with DirecTV.
I would get rid of DirecTV, but I need it for Bally's. That's all I use it for. Bally's, and your typical sporting events. If I could find football specifically outside of DirecTV or the Ranger games, I would get rid of DirecTV. We'll talk. All right. Good to know. Good to know. We'll talk. This is something that has to be said off air, guys.
Yeah.
Two more things, I guess. One more thing, really. Ron Rivera gets fined. The Dallas Cowboys got fined for going too hard in practice. It sounds like a bunch of sissies. What's going on?
Well, I'd like to know. This is 2
They have
years
a bunch
in a
of
row
rules
now.
that
2 years in a row now that the Cowboys have gotten fined for this. And so, are we filming something, or is there a player that's calling the NFL hotline and going, "Hey,
right.
I got hit too hard"? I mean,
Sounds-
here these teams are complaining that they don't have enough practices, and then the next thing you know, they're practicing too hard. It makes no sense to me.
That's what I want to know. Is it coming from a player? Is it coming from?
It never said. They just said here's and according to the Dallas Cowboys beat reporter who's at every practice, he said that Mike McCarthy has done nothing different than the 5 or 6 or 7 head coaches before him. So he doesn't understand why Mike McCarthy's getting fined. He doesn't see. It's not like they're out there going full blown pads and knocking people out and having concussions and everything like that. So it seems to me like, again, Roger Goodell is trying to find things about certain teams, and it makes no sense what these guys are doing out here. They say they don't have enough practice. They say it's 17 games, and now all of a sudden they're getting fined for stuff that doesn't seem to be a big issue. So they'll lose another OTA next year, just like they did this year. And instead of the organization getting fined, it was McCarthy actually this year.
Yeah, they find him the second. I'm guessing you'll get a third next year if Coach McCarthy's there. And I don't know. I guess to keep going. I guess they have league officials at these practices.
That's another.
Guess.
That maybe, yeah, maybe that's who's
what players. What players? And I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a really bad look if you're calling in and complaining and snitching someone out. It's probably more. My guess would be the NFL having guys out there and going, "Hey guys, you went a little too hard today." I don't know. It's crazy. Well, like I said, it's been a slow week of news, and it's about to get slow, guys. So bear with us because we got to start coming up with some stuff because the basketball just ended. We're ending in hockey. Will be over in a couple weeks, and then it's only baseball. So we've got to do some more things. I would like to do a would you rather, Craig, segment where would you rather have this player or this player? Would you rather do But it works better when you have 3 people, I think. So if Jeff's ever on here with us, more consistently, Jeff, then but those are always fun. And we got to start getting a little bit creative on what we come up with. But we will bring back, Craig. You weren't here when we did this back in the day. We used to watch we like to watch a documentary, and we will talk about that documentary and or a movie and rate that movie. We like to do that on here every now and then, and we kind of bring it back when it kind of slows season of sports. Patrick says, "Nice show. Liked hearing the wrestling. Happy Father's Day, guys." Yes, it's Father's Day weekend, Patrick. Hope you have a fantastic week and happy Father's Day. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Father's Day to you as well. Happy Father's Day, Craig. Is there anything you want to, anything as far as Father's Day go about being a father that you want to talk about, anything like that?
Oh, this year is going to be a little different. The older 2 kind of always do their own thing. And then my youngest is in Florida with his godparents. Matter of fact, he's at Disney today at the new Star Wars deal. So right now I'm not on the top of that priority list. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna play golf with my dad and my brother, and Sunday. I'll probably end up over at my dad's house. Missed out on a lot of years because they moved to North Carolina, and right when I moved back from the military, they moved to Carolina, so missed out on a lot of opportunities to spend these times. So probably take this one to spend that weekend with him and just hang out. I'm sure there's some stuff on the TV. He's a Tigers fan, so we can watch the Tigers and the Rangers and just hang out and have a few drinks and play some golf and just do a bunch of things that that I haven't had the opportunity to do in the past. So that's about it, really. Just gonna do that and enjoy the time with him.
Nice. Anything else this week that you've been up to?
Yeah, I was working. I'm just over this week.
Oh, well, for you guys
you didn't miss anything. I promise you that.
For you guys that don't know, me and Craig all work at the same place, Waste Connections, and actually Patrick on here that comments a lot on here is as well. So, my locker this week, I've been on vacation. It's been fantastic. I've been able to stay up late, watch the sporting events, sleep in. Well, not too much, but sleep in more than 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, which we usually get up to go to work. We've been doing what you call a staycation. We took the girls to the zoo. My oldest daughter had summer school, so we're still in doing that crap. But we had to work around her schedule. We took them to the zoo twice this week. The pool a couple times. Probably hit the pool tomorrow. We took them to Grapevine Mills. They have a Stranger Things store in Grapevine Mills. If you watch Stranger Things, love that show. We went out there, but the line's so long. Unless you pay, the store's free. It's like a little experience. You get to walk through, and then they have a gift shop, but it's free to get in. But if you want to skip the line, you got to pay. And I wasn't going to pay, and I'm not waiting 2 hours in line. So I may go Sunday for Father's Day. I go check it out because you can actually schedule a time to go instead of waiting in a line. Instead of paying, I believe. I don't know, something like that. But I might not. So we went around the mall. We went to Disney, got the kids some toys. Like they had these Disney dolls there for $12. And I said, $12 for a Disney toy. Usually it's $50 at Walmart. Go ahead. We got 4 dolls for $50. And it was great because 4 children, you got to buy each and every one of them one. So it adds up. But we've had a great vacation. It seems to go by within the snap of your finger. I've been playing a lot of video games with Jeff, our co-host here. We played 2 or 3 times this week, and so it's kind of got this vacation's kind of got me back into gaming, and the PS Plus and all the games are given away for free. I got about 5 games downloaded for free for being a PS Plus member. NBA 2K being one of them as well, but it is Father's Day weekend. Usually that means Sunday I get to do whatever I want. I don't have to lift a finger. I don't have to cook a meal. That's usually what that means. Same thing. The wife gets it on her Mother's Day. So Sunday I'll get to do whatever we want. I can go out to eat. I can play video games all day. Whatever I want to do. So what are you doing Sunday? Sunday. Not you're golfing tomorrow.
Probably nothing. Probably going over to my dad's and just hanging out.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're going to your dad's.
We'll see what it brings. I actually got to fill in Sunday night. Josh just called me and left a voicemail or text message that says he needs me again on Sunday night at Fordham. So off to Grand Prairie for another fill-in out there.
Fill in for
nice
what?
Being popular.
Bowling?
Yeah, it's nice being popular. So
yeah, I wouldn't know that feeling. Father's Day is a fantastic day. I have 4 girls. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to be a father. I always knew I'd be good at it. I pride myself in being a good father to my kids, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I love my girls. You love your kids. Most people love their own children. It's a fantastic time. Um, Guys, go out and spend time with your fathers. Spend time because you never know how much time's left. My father and my mom live with us in our house. When we bought this new house, they moved in. My father just had foot surgery, so we're having to help him out quite a bit. But spend time. We're gonna have a good dinner Sunday night together, and just spend time. Spend time with your family. It's the most important. Family and friends, and the
Yeah, there's a
most
couple
important things
couple people I
on
know
this
that
earth.
it'll be a rough year because of not being for the first time, not having that around. So you just never know. So you got to take the time. And like I said, I've missed out on several years, and I take this opportunity to make this one right and spend some time over there. And it's a little bit of a drive to Godly, but it's well worth it. So
Exactly, guys. Well, God bless you guys. Happy Father's Day. Um, happy Father's Day for those mothers that are both mom and father. There are some of those single women out there that play both those roles. So kudos to you guys. Kudos to fathers this weekend. And I sometimes being a father is hard, but as long as you're doing your best, it's all pretty much you can be asked for.
you'll watch
All
the
right,
last couple rounds of the U.S. Open without Phil Mickelson,
without Phil Mickelson.
who
Yes.
shot 11 over par and went home.
Yeah, that just seemed like he wanted to exit there. That's pretty
Go
bad.
back to live there, Phil. Take your 200 million.
Yeah. I'll take 200 million. I'll shoot 11 over
Yeah,
par.
yeah. I'll
Uh,
go whack it around. I'll shoot 11 around in the front nine tomorrow.
yeah, I'll shoot 11 around on tee number 1. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll be 11.
yeah.
I'll just
Take
call
my
it.
snowman and go home.
I'm
All right.
horrible with golf, but all right, guys, that's gonna be the end of the show. We dragged this out for almost about an hour because really didn't have a whole lot of stuff to talk about, so it's fantastic for us. Guys, God bless. Have a happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Craig.
Happy Father's Day.
And keep it outspoken,